Hey everybody, this is Brad Alexander with the Alexander Home Team. And folks, it has been an amazing day. You see, Stephanie and I are part of this great corporation, organization, whatever you want to call it, called Keller Williams. So Keller Williams, to give you a short little tidbit, is the largest real estate company in the world. And today, 32,000 realtors, agents, Keller Williams agents, joined in with Gary Keller and Jay Papazon, and we had a large, very educational mega camp. All right, and the very first thing this morning really got to me. So y'all know that I'm an ex-coach. Y'all know I love stats. Y'all know that I love to go back and look at the numbers. But make sure you understand, folks, hindsight's always 2020. So with that being said, man, folks, do I have some information for you today so that you can pass it along? And let's get right to it. So let's ask you a couple of questions before I flip the screen and just show you and go over some amazing charts that I think will really shed some light over the last 6 months of our life. So number one, we've been hearing through the news that the unemployment rate is through the roof. All right. Well, I'm about to tell you who's unemployed. Some amazing numbers. All right. Also, another question is, so our first question is, who's unemployed? Our other question is how are we in a recession, and how can we compare today to the craziness of 2008, 2009? We'll bring that one to you also. Here's a great question. How is the real estate market thriving in a pandemic? And I'm going to tell you. And then the last thing is demographics. Who is the pandemic really affecting? So let me share my screen over here, and I'm going to show y'all some amazing slides. There's basically 3 of them. All right, here we go. So the current slide that you're looking at right now is on the left-hand side. The purple chart is 2008. All right, no, my bad. The purple chart is the last 6 months, or last 9 months, really, I guess. All right, January 2020 to August 2020. All right, 3.5. We started out the year with a 3.5% unemployment rate. Folks, I learned in college that somewhere between 3.5 and 4.5% of the people that can work don't want to work. So basically what a 3.5% unemployment rate is that means that it's at zero. All right. In March, April, the pandemic hit, and our unemployment rate went up to 14.7%. We are now, a few months later, 4 to 5 months later, we've already brought it all the way back down to 8.4. Let's look at the green line. The green line is December of 2007 to May 2013. Much longer rate, okay? So 2007, we saw a recession coming. Unemployment rate was at 5%. 2009, unemployment rate got all the way up to 10%. All right. It took close to 4 years to get it back down to 7.5. So what does that tell us? All right. What information does that say? Well, I think and it could spike back up again, folks. We don't know about that. But what we do know is that we recovered very fast, and it's been a very extreme time. So let me change slides for you. Here we go. I love this slide, folks. Who has the pandemic influenced? All right. And man, if this slide, if I knew how to make it any larger, this slide tells us a lot. All right. Basically, what's happened is if you look at the purple is the unemployment rate. The green is the average weekly earnings per industry. So the far left, all right, the far left is the financial industry. They have a very low unemployment rate and a very high earnings per week. If you look at the far right of the screen, you have a very high unemployment. That is the hospitality industry. All right. You have a very high unemployment rate, waiters and those types of waitresses that, all right. And you also have a low income. For some reason, if you look at this and how it works, when I saw this chart, I was just blown away, folks. Basically, what this chart is telling us is the more money you make, the less impact the pandemic has had on you. And that's why I am on today. All right. Because let me go to my next slide. There you go. Maybe I'll get better at this. If you look at the next slide, let me screen it up a little bit. There you go. Why has the real estate market not been affected so much than other markets? All right. And one of the reasons is the people that are buying houses are not unemployed. If you look at this, the far left of the screen is people 25 years and below. They have the highest unemployment rate. 35 and above, people that are 35 years and above have a 6.8% interest rate, 6.8% unemployment rate, and they own 72% of the houses. So what does this mean, folks? Basically, the reason why I've been getting on social media and saying, man, folks, I'm telling you, the real estate market's crazy. The real estate market's crazy. If you've ever thought, if you're thinking about selling your house, let's meet. Let's have a talk. All right. And the reason is because, and granted, folks, I don't want to be unsympathetic. There are 6.8% of Americans that are over 35 years old that are unemployed. That's too high. All right. And then the under 25-year-olds, they're at like 14%. All right. That's a large number of Americans that are unemployed. So I'm in no way, shape, or form do I want to be unsympathetic to anybody. What I'm wanting to do is come on here and explain to you why your house market as a national average, your house value has gone up 6.4% since January. All right. Let me repeat that again. On a national average. And I think in our local market, the local market's gone up depending on where you live and what type of house you have and all those different things, how rare your house is. I've been telling people that their house value's gone up between 5 and 10% since March. All right. 5 to 10%. On a national average, the data came out, and I've been telling people this for a month. All right. And then all of a sudden, Gary Keller came on and gave the national average of 6.4. So I looked at Stephanie and was like, honey, I was just telling people that on my experiences. I really didn't have a lot to back it up on. Well, now I got something to back it up on. The national average is 6.4%. The value of the price of houses have gone up since March. So who's been impacted the most by the pandemic and the unemployment part of it? It's been some lower income. Jay Papasan made the comment today that the pandemic could possibly separate the economic levels of our country more than ever. So that's one thing that I learned was the young people are the highest rate of unemployment, and the lowest income are the highest unemployed. I also learned that we've recovered pretty fast. In 2008, 2009, it took us years to recover. All right. We are recovering faster now than they could have dreamed of back in 2009 through 2013. So there you go, folks. Demographics. I love looking at those numbers and just digging into them and trying to figure out the foundation, trying to figure out the whys and the whats and all that. So I wanted to jump on here and go over a few things with y'all. Once again, if you have any questions about your house, the value of your house, we haven't even jumped into forbearance, folks. I'm going to do a video. We talked about with Keller Williams today. We talked about forbearance. If you are under a forbearance plan, call me. Let's have a talk. We might have some better options for you. So haven't even touched that topic yet. But if you have any questions about the real estate or anything else to do locally, please feel free to give us a call, 512-361-1568. I'm Brad Alexander with the Alexander Home Team, and I'm here to make your dreams a reality.